Hi Virgos, and welcome to Lattes with Sky. I'm just kidding. Welcome to your August 2022 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky coming to you with a beautiful hot latte that I'm just enjoying. I have been enjoying it as I did Leo's reading. I'm going on to do your reading now. I'm ready to talk to you about the intuitive messages for your month ahead, as well as the week-to-week tarot forecast and an extended reading, which will be linked below on Patreon. What a rejuvenating, beautiful, and revitalizing month for you, Virgos. Welcome. I'm so enjoying being able to speak on your energy this month. So let's talk about the month of August, Virgos, for you. We're getting closer to your season. We're in your collective 12th house. So I would say with all this solar energy happening, with these solar winds, coronal mass ejection that hit the Earth at the end of July, I would imagine you're having a huge lighting up of your subconscious. And I would assume that a lot of things for Virgo that they didn't even know that they wanted, or that they before could never have even comprehended about themselves, have come up. So you have like a major coming to the surface this month, a major, maybe enjoyable dive upwards to the surface. Is that what it is? I think a dive is downwards. So a coming to the surface would be like, some type of rising to the surface. That is what I feel is happening for you this month. Anyway, Virgo, this is a time for you to get happy. Okay, happiness is your keyword this month, big time. You have the Ace of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, and the King of Swords and the Justice card. You got to do yourself justice here. Okay, past traumatic things, unresolvable quandaries, addictions or habits that are unhealthy but just go on and on and on and on. Those things are over, and there's a threshold here. Okay, so a threshold for Virgos. A major opportunity as we come up towards your season, especially, to know how, this is awesome, to know how every single moment and action of your day become a contribution to a greater, healthier you. So you can basically scrap all those unhealthy habits. You can basically just say goodbye. You can start to really get the best form of boundaries this month. So I see Virgos like being one of the smartest signs about boundaries. So you're not blocking yourself off from the good stuff. You're not eclipsing the important stuff out of your life, but you're not holding any space for the sort of like desperate energy line that I feel a lot of people have been struggling with lately. There's been a desperation, there has been a darkness, there has been a fear for a lot of people. So I talked a lot in Leo's reading this month, which I would definitely recommend you check out if you've got Leo placements, or even just for generalized good information, because a lot of nice info came up in that reading. Sorry, I'm just drinking coffee. I would recommend that you check it out because I talked about how with this solar activity that's happening, it lights up all the mystery placements. So things that we have not understood in our lives, things that we didn't know are or are not a problem. Are they or are they not a problem? Are they or are they not an honest person? Are they or are they not who they say they are? All of these things I think are going to be revealed. And I think for a lot of you, it's to the positive. So it's like being reminded by the universe that this is a good person, this is a good situation, this is healthy. But it's going to be clear. It's not going to be ambiguous. So if it is bad or if it's a problem, that's going to be really clear also. But that will be a blessing because you won't be able to convince yourself otherwise. Okay. So also this month, there's a likelihood of some type of judgment or some type of justice coming through. So for those of you dealing with legal institutions, you could see resolution there. With the King of Swords and the Justice card coming together, that's a superpower duo of energy relating to finding facts, relating to knowing the truth, being able to communicate the truth, being able to come to a revelation about what really happened. So I'm seeing a really blessed energy for every single sign this month that is like showing them, okay, you can't misplace blame anymore. You can't scapegoat anybody now. You can't convince yourself that your ex who cheated on you, that the person he or she cheated with was the problem. Okay, these types of misplaced blame, and that's just the perfect example. It happens all the time in every sphere of life, but when someone blames the other woman or the other man instead of the actual partner. It's like such a misplacement of blame because what that does is that sends some of the karmic energy that really needs to go to the true, guilty party, I suppose, to the non-guilty party, which creates a negative karmic loop for you, and it just becomes this never-ending cycle. So it's a really wonderful time to withdraw any kind of negative psychic energy towards people who aren't culpable for anything. I think we have a larger question of culpability coming up in the month of August, as the Justice card has been very prevalent. We are really getting down to like brass tacks about who has done what and who truly is responsible. And I feel that people don't want to just feel it, they want to actually know. So people would not just be satisfied now, or Virgos certainly, but most people won't be satisfied just to like blame the other woman or the other man. They won't just be satisfied with that being also reinforced by other people. They want to actually know who did this. So it's kind of like a time of solving mysteries. Maybe like a certain crime mysteries could be solved during this time. And I feel that it is that type of energy, like long running mysteries could be solved, like really good detectives coming up here. And I think that everybody might owe that to themselves. Like if you've got these weird unresolved mysteries in your life, you might kind of like look into it with the magnifying glass, or you might kind of think about it, especially relating to psychic things though. So like who you attribute blame to, who you hold a grudge against, who you kind of have painted as responsible for something is very important during this time, because if it's not correct, that's going to somehow be impressed upon us by the universe, because I feel the universe is trying to really get things more honest and more direct now. So it's not going to really allow people to be in illusion about blame or in any kind of like misplacement of blame. So if you are having a lot of chaos right now in your life, Virgos, let that maybe be a sign that there might be some misplaced blame, or there might be something that you need to like really go back through and be like, am I thinking about this in a true way every day? And that will give you a really good result this month, as I feel that you are ascending into a higher degree of nobility here as well. So you might get a raise, you might get a promotion, you might no longer need to work as hard with the Nine of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups coming up together. Some of you might be self-employed, and it might be really comfortable. It might be really beautiful with the Four of Cups too. And I feel like there's a greater call for charity, or there's a greater call for philanthropy, I feel, for Virgos with the Six of Cups in conjunction with all of these other cards. So let's talk more about that in your week to week. So week number 1, Virgos, you have the Nine of Pentacles rooted down by the King of Swords. You have very good communication skills in the first week of August. And there might be something that you have to communicate, or there might be something, when I say that, like everybody has to communicate, but like there might be like a really important message that has to go out, or there might be a really important apology to give or receive, and it has to be done like nobly. So like no below the belt types of temper tantrums or things that are unfair or unethical within communication. It's really important to like go high and to really communicate things in a, I don't know, just a way that rises above any kind of like tawdry issues, and basically instills or shows you as someone who's willing to look past things rather than get stuck on emotional details. There's something less emotional or less needing to be an ego within communication or resolution that will give you good progress. Week 2, you have the Six of Cups rooted down by the Ace of Cups. You're going to be maybe given something, or you're giving something to another person of emotional value. So you could be sort of restoring an emotional object. So you might be seeing old pictures, you might be scrapbooking. There's something very sentimental and familial about that energy, also with the Four of Cups nearby. So you might be making a scrapbook. Scrapbooking would be a good way to channel the energy, or archiving something, or basically revering the past things which are important to you. You might also be giving something of use to a charity, or giving something that could be better used by someone else. Something that you might have treasured once could be better for someone else now. And then also someone might be doing that to you. So someone who sees you're in a state of need might totally come to your aid or assistance rather than you having to like strain yourself to get what you're needing. So it just kind of depends. Week 3, justice rooted down by the 4 of Cups. You're going to find the balanced answer in solitude, so watch out for relying too much on other people's advice. Also with the King of Swords and the Ace of Cups, all of this is about your own decision. It's about your own coming to terms. Don't let anybody influence you here. Work with what you know is true, because you might not be able to communicate it. Like, while you might have to communicate it, you might not be guaranteed that people will see it from your perspective. So you don't need that level of them not seeing it from your perspective to be an influence over your own decision making, because that's when things get like weird, is when people have a certain mind or they have a certain motivation, but they let other people's unwillingness to associate with that dictate their own mind. Okay, that's like automaton behavior. That's someone who lacks backbone. So you're growing more backbone here, and you are really required to like just let other people's contributions or communications be that, and come to these conclusions in your own space. Week number 4, 2 of Swords rooted down by the 9 of Wands. So enduring boundaries or walls. You might have to reforge boundaries here. You might also have to see if like overworking or doing too much has you too walled off from other people. So like a single person working 70 hours a week, is that sustainable? Are we also, like, by having a relationship or by having someone else in your life, if you are single, like, you might not have to work nearly as much, or you might be able to delegate more to your partner. Okay, so for those of you who are so self-oriented, as I feel that many Virgos are now, and of course there are some of you who aren't single, and I can't speak to everyone, but try to let people help you instead of doing everything yourself. Anyway, Virgos, let's talk more about your month on in the extended on Patreon. I will link that below and in the center of your screen. We'll talk more about understanding what is an appropriate amount of work to take on yourself in any field now with these changes. And I'll get a central theme to supporting themes and a significator card to understand more about your energy. Come check it out, Virgos. It'll be linked below. Much love. Bye.